Hi and welcome to the video pilot blog again. In this third episode I will touch on sound and how to get the good sound input to your iPhone. First of all, the iPhone can't record in stereo and you cannot just plug in any microphone into the iPhone even if you have the right kind of connector on your microphone. The phone will just pick up the internal microphone anyway. Another shortcoming is that you have no control over the sound level when you are recording. The only way to get around that is to do a practical test on site before you start the actual interviewing or filming. Just make a test and see whatever comes out and adjust the level if it's possible. Well, there are several considerations you have to take into account when choosing a microphone. But if you just want to play it simple, I suggest you buy a microphone that is intended for the iPhone. This is a typical one. It's called iRig and it's just plug and play. And you have a simple voice level control here. It's just 2 levels. Let's dive into the different kinds of microphones you have to choose between. The easiest way is to go for a dynamic microphone, which is the most robust kind of microphone out there. It is a little bit weak on the higher frequencies compared to the condenser microphones, but the condenser microphones and the condenser microphones, I should say, needs an external power to drive the microphone. And that's why I chose the iRig. If you look at the iRig Pre here, it says plus 48 volts, which is the phantom feed for condenser microphones. Then you have microphones with different kinds of pickup patterns. Mostly they pick up the sound from all around, like the dynamic microphone here. But you also have a shotgun microphone like this one. It's a typical shotgun microphone which mainly picks up the sound just in front of the microphone and somewhat from the side, but not from the back. So you have to be very aware when you are doing the interviews to redirect the microphone so you get the even level of the sound level. And also you need to complement the microphone with some kind of shielding if you're working outdoor. This is a simple windshield that works fine in mild winds, or what do you say? Not that much wind. But if you have strong winds, I suggest that you get the furry one, which is a very good one and takes away almost all noise, wind noise, when you're working outdoor. The type of microphone I use the most is the wireless ones, just to get away from the hassle with the cables and not to be limited by the length of the cable. This is the typical microphone I use. It has an inbuilt transmitter and the receiver in the other end is connected with an XLR cable to the iRig. I also use the lavalier microphone that I have on my shirt just now, but it's not that practical when shooting with an iPhone because you only have one sound input into the iPhone. And if you're doing interviews with a lavalier microphone, you need one on the one you're interviewing and one on yourself. And so that makes it, you need some extra gear in order to do that. So I will cover that in later episodes. So let's do some practical tests. In this case I'm using the iRig microphone that is connected directly to the iPhone, and as you can hear it sounds quite good. But if you're doing the interview outside in an uncontrolled environment, you will likely get into problems like this. Not just traffic, but you have a lot of wind, so you need at least to have the windscreen on. So finally I have my windscreen on my dynamic microphone and it turns out to work quite well even in this strong wind. But if you want to improve the sound even more, I suggest you get a boom microphone. So sorry to say I don't own a boom microphone, so I can't illustrate that, but you have to trust me, it works just fine. So these are the different microphones I intended to show in this episode. In the next episode, I will close this first touch on using filming with an iPhone. And next time I will go into the details of preparations when doing interviews, like how do you prepare a manuscript, how do you do the preparations on site before you start the actual interview. So until then, bye.